I've no idea who's rolling it on Friday night. I should probably know that by now, Ken. So we need to find that out. Can we find who the roll it is? Thank you, Ken. Note to self.
Patrick, hi, Darrell Brophy here from the Journal. How are you?
I'm good.
There's been some reporting over the summer. Congratulations on the gig, first of all. There's been reporting over the summer that from talk shows in the UK that might be a bit harder to get guests because of the actors' strike that's happening at the moment. Is that something that you've discussed in production meetings, and do you envisage it being a little harder over the next couple of months? And as a quick follow-up, have you been going into your own phone book to maybe book some big high-profile names that might be a surprise to us over the next couple of months?
I think the brilliant thing about the Late Late Show is that it's never really relied on sort of that huge staple every week. So, for us, I think it's very different. I think that the Late Late Show covers entertainment, it also covers sport, it also covers lifestyle and lots of different things. So, I can see how that would have affected a show like Graham a lot more. For us, we're really chuffed with who we have for Friday, and the strike kind of hasn't affected that, which is pretty good news.
Who do you have for Friday?
Well, funny you should mention that.
Sarah Laser from Evoke.ie. Just wondering, you've obviously not been living in Ireland for a while.
Yeah.
And obviously the Late Late Show is a huge platform for some of our homegrown talent, particularly musicians and artists. And I know that you've been making yourself familiar, obviously, with the Liftas and stuff this year. But just wondering, are you up on Irish music scene? Is there any bands you particularly are looking forward to bringing on the show this year?
Yeah. To be honest with you, It's kind of funny you're asking me about am I up to date with Irish music. I mean, it's kind of, I think we're all up to date with Irish music. It's Irish music is big here and it's big all around the world. I think one of the things that we're excited about is having as many homegrown names on the show as big international stars. So watch this space on that one. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Is there anyone in particular that you're looking forward to having on this season?
I don't think we're giving guests away, and this is it feels like I'm not answering it, and I'm not answering it, and I kind of want to answer it, and it's there's lots of nice treats that I'm really happy with, and I hope everybody else is.
Patrick and Brown, I did put one out of school, so it's fine.
It's fine. No one's ignoring that.
Yeah, I brought it. But on that note, obviously your first show is on Friday. How are you feeling? Are you more nervous or more excited now that it's actually 2 days away?
At this stage, excited. It sort of feels that the anticipation and all of that stuff, and people talking, and all of the stuff that's gone in the past. It feels now a couple of days out, you can see the pitch, time to get the boots on, time to make a show. And so the one thing that I promised myself right the way through this, but this week more than ever, is if you're not here to enjoy it, if you're not here to actually every little bit of this week to enjoy, then what's the point in doing the job? So will there be a few butterflies? There will be, but ultimately, going to try to take it all in and suck every last brilliant moment out of it.
Patrick, Laura from the Irish Times.
Laura.
I was wondering how you would describe the tone and the pace of the show on Friday night.
How would I describe the tone and the pace? It's interesting getting into a production note in the press chat. I think the tone is hopefully going to be a little bit loose. I think as someone who's done live stand-up and enjoys doing live TV, I think the idea of trying to make the thing be too polished, I think it's kind of about having fun. If things are fun and things go wrong, I think that's kind of hopefully, the tone of the show. Pace of the show, I think there'll be the, ebbs and flows, and hopefully something in there for everybody.
And if the audience at home was to react purely in the medium of emoji, which emoji would you like to
It's going to be a couple of emojis that I'm going to have outside that out the back before I head on. I would. I'd hope there's probably going to be a few emojis. I'd hope there's maybe going to be a few laugh out louds. I think there's maybe there might be one of those with the monkey, and hopefully at the end of it people will be smiling.
Hi Patrick, Mikey from RSDP. Firstly, loved your wife on SMTV Live. She was like my whole childhood.
Note to self. Okay.
Pass that on. Will there be a shift in your family life now that you're going to be in Ireland for a couple of days of the week, especially with the weekend when the boys are off school? Will things move around a small bit, or have you got a plan in place?
I think the thing with our lives, it's always been that there's always been moving parts. Neither of us have had a 9-to-5 job, and so there's always been stuff where Kat's gone and done something, I've gone and done something. So it feels weirdly that this show is probably the most routine that we're going to have as a family. And what's nice is that I still get to do a couple of school runs at the start of the week, and coming from County Down, still having a house there. I get to see the other part of the family, and get to be here. So it's not as much of an upheaval as maybe you think. It was a wee bit trickier whenever you were maybe doing stand-up gigs and living in LA. That was harder, I think.
And what do the boys make of you taking this job? And I suppose they'll get to see more of Ireland now in that part of their life and their heritage.
Yeah, look, I mean, I had our eldest fella at Croke Park there over the summer whenever, Down got robbed by me in the magnificent Tailteann Cup final. So, they love getting over here anyway. There was, I remember whenever we came back from America, and during COVID, I ended up driving the boys when there was a break in the rules. I put them in a camper van and I drove them back to Dundrum, and the sun was splitting the trees, and it didn't rain for the entire 2 weeks. And we were in London and the rain was coming down, just before Christmas, and the eldest fella said, "Dad, can we not just go back and live in the sunshine in LA or County Down?" So I didn't want to break that to him, that wasn't normal weather. But yeah, they're still getting their head around the fact that I've got a pet owl and my head turns 360. So baby steps on that stuff.
Sorry, Patrick. I believe you had the dry run last night. How did it go? And what did you learn from it?
We learned a lot. That's what it's for. I think what was nice was just getting out onto the set and sort of seeing how stuff was going to feel. We'd a bit of an audience in, and there was it was loose, and everybody seemed to come away feeling that it was fun. And I think if we can replicate a bit of that on Friday night, we shouldn't be in too bad a shape.
Patrick, will Kat Deely and the boys and your
Kat
family...
Deely. I'm going to call her that whenever I'm... Hello, Kat Deely. I have a question for you.
Will they be in the audience on Friday night, supporting you as well as your family? And just following on from that, are you still going to juggle your BBC show on Saturday morning, or any idea how that's going to go? Is it still the plan to record in Belfast?
Still going to do the show live in Belfast on Saturday morning. Kat, I think, is going to be looking after the boys. We're still only a couple of weeks into the school routine, so to pull them out of school on a Friday to get them over here in time for the show, I'm not sure we're going to do that. But I would say there may be a show sometime before Christmas that I might have to dress up slightly differently, that the request may come in for a trip, so let's see.
Perfect. And is there any word on a sponsor yet? Can you confirm?
I think there's going to be news about that later this week, so watch this space, I think.
Patrick, on the toy show.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Are you excited for the toy show? How are you feeling about it? Best time of the year.
Look, I mean, there's two things here. There's the first show, and then there's the toy show, and at whenever I got this gig, the toy show was the one where you're just like, oh my God, that's the one. The first show is the one really that we kind of want to get out of the way, and then once we get bedded in and stuff like that, we'll kick on, see how that's going to shape up.
Will your wife, Kat Deely, and
Kat Deely?
and your kids be shooting?
No, that's what I'm going to call her. Hello, my wife, Kat Deely.
SMTV thing.
Yeah.
Will they
maybe tune in on the RTE player since they're not going to be there in person?
They will be tuning in on the player. Yes, they will.
Watching it live?
I'm not. I'm trying to think here now what bedtimes normally is in the Kielty household. RT boys will be doing very, very well to see the 9 o'clock news here, you know, rather than the late. So they might get up to see a wee bit of it.
Patrick, Ken Sweet from the Sun.
Yes, Ken.
Sweet from the Sun. Nice to talk to you again.
Again.
Ballywalter, fine film. Any chance of getting the cast on the Late Late Show to promote this fine film, Ballywalter?
I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can. I either have to talk to myself or yeah, that's an awkward one. It's a nice problem to have. That you know, in the spring, I was hoping to be a guest on the show, and now I'm hosting it. So that's first world problems. So I think I don't think it's going to happen.
Go see the film.
Okay, just if you were to describe your first show in one word, what would it be?
Ooh. Coming. It's coming. It's coming. I'm not going to describe anything about it. It's, if I want 3 words to describe it, it would be wait and see. It's coming.
And we just finished on that point, if that's all right. And we'll
Sure. One last one there. Sorry.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. I fondly remember you appearing as a guest during Gable's tenure.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, not to put your history knowledge under pressure, but is there any particular...
Do you want to lower the lights for this?
Are there any sort of particular classic Late Late Show moments over the last however many years it's been that jump out to you, or any particular lessons that you've taken from your predecessors?
You know, I think growing up on the show, you know, watching Gay do his stuff, I think the brilliant thing that he used to do was he talked to the audience as much as, you know, down the camera. It was like coming into the parlour, and I think, you know, that for me is what this show is. There'll be different things, there'll be eclectic bits and pieces. The main lesson that I have learned over the years from the show is you treat everybody the same. You know, everybody the same on this show, and that's what it does best, and that's why it stood the test of time.
Patrick, has Ryan Tubridy been in touch with you over the past few days to give you a few pointers or warnings?
I got a little message from Ryan, wish me good luck, which I thought was very nice.
Just good luck. Was it a text? Was it a phone call? Or?
Come on, I've thrown you a good bone there. I got a good luck message.
Patrick, just before I go, will your family from County Down be coming down to watch it? I know your family based in the UK, but will your mummy and brothers and all be in?
The mummy probably will be staying put.
For the nerves?
No, my mother has a very, very religious way that she watches the Late Late Show, and that is from the sofa in Main Street, Dundrum, and it doesn't matter whether her son is hosting it or not, that's where she'll be. There's potential for a couple of my brothers to make it down. If they do, we've already alerted the green room, and we have pictures of them, so they're not allowed in the building.
Will your kids be on the Christmas toy show?
I don't think so.
Is that okay? Thanks so much, everyone. So, thanks so much.